They walked in with swagger, smirking like villains in a teen drama.
Then I can wait to show you who is the real warrior.
But Karma laced up its gloves and gave a strong response.
Can't question the gameness of Scatitzi. Look at this.
These mean girls were handed a brutal reality check, served cold. And it's the kind of justice that's just so damn satisfying. This is fighting as art. Let's go. The fight between Dakota and Valentina Scatitzi was a spectacle, with the cocky Scatitzi talking enough trash to make Dakota unleash the beast that's best left quiet.
Then I can wait to show you who is the real warrior.
Before the fight, Scatitzi was fired up, eager to prove she was the real warrior in the cage.
I'm very excited for this. I can't wait to step in the cage and fight, and I'm ready. And I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior and just this.
The cocky Scatitzi came out fighting like a lioness, full of fire and looking to make a statement.
I think this is the only way that Scatitzi...
But Dakota quickly shut that down with vicious front kicks to the body.
Let's make it there. Oh, lovely front kicks. Go on. Beautiful.
Forcing Scatitzi into a clinch. And that, right there, was like jumping from the frying pan straight into an oven.
She's got to get around these legs. Oh, knees!
Inside the clinch, Dakota unloaded her signature knees, first smashing into the midsection.
And look at that. Scatitzi.
Oh, easily. That beautiful from Dakota. Beautiful punch. This could be it, guys.
And then cracking Scatitzi right in the face.
Good head position here from Dakota. Nice.
Pain on the face of Valentina Scatitzi as she tries to...
And the use of the...
Dakota's violent beatdown resulted in Scatitzi's eye swelling up like a balloon.
Ooh. Guys, we might not see that number 2. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye.
By the end of the round, Scatitzi looked like she'd gone through a meat grinder, and the doctors had seen enough.
Dakota's done a considerable...
I think this is the only way that Scatitzi can win this. Make it.
At 5 minutes of a round number 1.
They say the quietest person in the room is always the most dangerous, and Polish fighter Wiktoria Czyżewska learned that the hard way when she faced off against Lebanon's silent storm, Sandra Sukar. Heading into the fight, Wiktoria felt a little too bold, giving Sandra a cocky shoulder shrug during their face-off. Sukar didn't flinch, but once the cage door shut, she showcased her brutal side. Within seconds, Sandra took Wiktoria down with a vengeance and unleashed pure violence from the top. It wasn't just a beatdown, but a lesson in humility, and Sandra served it cold. Lisa Malden is usually all smiles, until of course you cross the line, and Helen Peralta did just that, twice. First by mean-mugging her at the weigh-ins, then by staring her down like she owned the cage. It was a big mistake. Lisa came out like a storm, scored an early takedown, and from there it was 3 rounds of pure punishment.
Big overhand right.
So far, some highlight
for both women, but right now...
She mauled Peralta with elbows, ground strikes, and relentless pressure. By the 3rd round, Peralta looked broken, and Lisa sealed the deal with a vicious finish, turning disrespect into regret.
To put those feet on the hips to create space so she can get back to her feet.
Back in 2018, Arlene Blencow and Amber Liebrock faced off like 2 street rivals, full of fire, jawing like they were seconds away from scrapping in their street clothes. But once the cage door shut, it was a one-woman show. Blencow did all the talking with her fists, blasting Liebrock with heavy right hands that had bad intentions written all over them. It didn't take long for her to rock Liebrock and drop her, and then lift her off the ground for a slam so brutal the follow-up shots felt like overkill.
Liebrock is hurt, her head hits the canvas, it probably knocked her a little.
Fame MMA's Kamila Smogalechka, better known as Zushi, might be a rock star outside the cage with all the swagger, flash, and antics. But that cocky energy crashed and burned against Marta Linkemaster Linkiewicz. Zushi came out guns blazing, throwing wild shots in the opening seconds. But Marta wasn't fazed. She took control early, turning the clash into a messy, chaotic catfight that looked more like a bar brawl than a sanctioned bout. By the end, Zushi was bruised, bloodied, and swinging on fumes. Marta's fists kept landing, and the judges made it official, giving Zushi a heartbreaking loss and some negative aura points. Marta! These girls thought clowning this dude's bald head and throwing elbows into his stomach was a flex, but they were about to learn the difference between TikTok clout and cage fight chaos. This guy, Mechi Perversu, took on Roxanna 2-2 and Betazer in a 2-on-1 fight, where these cocky girls came at him like a pair of caffeinated mosquitoes. But Perversu wasn't built for slipping, and in one smooth motion, as he turned the ring into a Beyblade arena, whirling the girls around with punches that looked like they came straight from a Romanian telenovela fight scene. To their credit, Roxanna and Betazer had heart for days, as they kept charging in like hobbits storming Mordor. But Perversu brushed them off like a bouncer shooing away drunk raccoons at 3 a.m. Eventually, the fairy tale ended, like most Disney knockoffs, with a harsh dose of reality.
Este momentul lui! Este momentul lui! Se duce peste petișor, dă drumul la brațe. Whoa!
This fat lady, Lucy Drabenka, Kotlarova, came into the fight thinking her size alone made her the boss. At the weigh-ins, she tried to throw her weight around, trying to intimidate Regina Lavayova with pure bulk and attitude. But Regina wasn't built to be bullied. Once the bell rang, she let Kotlarova burn herself out, making her huff and puff like a treadmill in hell. The cardio killer was real. Then came the meltdown, when Kotlarova charged forward like a runaway shopping cart, missed, and face-planted so hard, she practically knocked herself out. Regina walked away with the W, barely having to break a sweat. Now that's what you call effortless domination. She challenged this man to an MMA fight, but it ended in tears, regret, and a whole lot of secondhand embarrassment. All of this went down back in 2021 in Poland. The woman charging in with fury is Ula Sikacz, better known as Arm Power Girl, an arm wrestler and fitness instructor with biceps that could crush soda cans. Her opponent is a guy known as MUA Boy, a beauty ambassador who often turns into a beast against lesser competition. From the very start, the vibe was off. The fight was like an awkward influencer collab. In round 1, MUA Boy slammed her to the ground like he was late for a runway show. What followed was the beginning of the end, as MUA tossed her again, climbed into full mount. And suddenly the Arm Power Girl looked powerless. The ref eventually stepped in, but the damage was done, The cocky girl left the cage in tears.
She said,
This girl really thought she was either a rapper turned fighter or a fighter who drops mixtapes between rounds. Because in the build-up to NFC 169, she was spitting bars like she was headlining a rap battle instead of a fight card.
Until they get punched. And I promise I hit harder than that final exam you took to get your degree.
But all that lyrical fire faded real quick when she stepped in with Dr. Meline, who wasn't here for punchlines. The so-called rapper got silenced fast as Dr. Meline picked her apart piece by piece.
Your winner by TKO!
By the end, the only bars Freeman dropped were cell bars, because she just got locked down and dissected like a biology lab frog. Michaela Lauren is practically a walking highlight reel of cringe, famous for her dirty pre-fight antics. And when she locked horns with the undefeated queen Cecilia Brachus, she dipped right back into her bag of awkward energy. Once that bell rang, it was no longer Michaela's circus, because Brachus was here to deliver a masterclass in humility. From the opening seconds, Brachus dodged those wild haymakers like she was dancing through raindrops. While Lauren flailed like she was trying to swat invisible bees, Brachus pieced her up round by round, picking her shots like a sniper with a PhD in pain. By round 6, Michaela had taken enough punishment to rethink every pre-fight joke she ever cracked. Maybe if she'd shown a little humility, she wouldn't have walked out with her face rearranged and her ego duct-taped back together. So, those were the moments when cocky fighters got served a steaming plate of karma, extra spicy. Which humbling hit just right for you? Let us know in the comments. And if that dose of justice satisfied your fight cravings, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another beautiful beatdown.